Hi everybody, this is Morgana. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing a tarot reading today, and I want to look at Steve Bannon. He has finally gotten himself in trouble, the bad kind of trouble, and was arrested, as I'm sure you all know, for fraud. And so I want to take a look first just at his fate. What is Steve Bannon's fate? He's been arrested. He was apparently arrested off of a yacht owned by a Chinese businessman or business corporation. I'm going to take a look at that too. But first I want to take a look at Steve Bannon's fate. He's been arrested for fraud over, skimming money that was donated to build the wall. Him and 4 other men. I'm sorry, there's 4 total, so him and 3 other men. He is the most recognized, so therefore, there's talk that the other 3 might, cooperate to point their finger at Bannon, bring him down. So he's in some serious jeopardy. So what is Steve Bannon's fate? Let's take a look-see. All right. All right. Well, first off, the card that represents him is the Chariot. So this is telling me that he is moving fast. So this arrest, he's been arrested, so he's detained, yet his legal jeopardy, his legal situation, the charges against him, everything's moving fast. This hit him, boom. I wonder if it was a little unexpected, but he is suddenly and very quickly in the midst of a major life battle, right? What's opposing him is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. So, this is that authority, the queen, there's an authority figure. They basically, I almost want to say like the FBI, right? Or the CIA or whatever agency was investigating him. He was investigated essentially, which is why he's being brought up on charges. This has all been going on under the radar, but he has been looked at, he's been reviewed, and now action is being taken. Hence that wands, right? The wand of action. Action has been taken against him. What's overarching this reading is the 3 of Pentacles. I'm seeing that this was deal making. He was supposed to be building. He was supposed to be using that money for building. There's donations, there's contracts, there's, that work of building a wall was supposed to be what was happening. But instead, he was breaking that contract and allegedly siphoning money, skimming off the top, fraud in his contracts in this building venture. Underneath the reading, what's foundational is the 10 of Swords. So yes, he's had multiple charges. Well, not multiple charges, but he's having charges brought against him. He's being taken down. But this to me is also him, all the knives that he's put in the back of all those who donated to his venture, right? He was the one putting those knives in other people's backs as well, although now he's experiencing his downfall, or at least the beginning of it. In the recent past, he was trying to get away with it. He was stealing from his own camp, his own venture, he put that promise out there that money was going to all go towards the wall, and yet he was stealing it allegedly and getting away with it. How long was this going on? Well, it's certainly not going on any longer, because right now he is facing the sword of truth. He's been found out. The truth is out. He must now face the truth of his actions, and everybody else is seeing these actions as well. Sword of truth. You know, I think this is how he saw himself, the Page of Cups. I feel like you see the fish coming out of the cup. I feel like he thought that he could just, I want to say do whatever he wanted, but he could make his own richness happen. He could create his own little stream of fortune. He was looking to make himself some money, some resources, this is him, I think. This is him, creating these shenanigans. The cup of your gifts, your belongings, your loving, your resources. This is everything that you have that means something to you. He was just sort of creating that himself out of nothing. So, his situation, his environment, I should say at this time, being the Five of Swords, he's going to be in a serious a serious legal battle. So, he corrupted his power. In other words, this is, the corruption, the fighting and slaying of his own camp, right? His own venture, his own donation for the wall, situation that he created. He attacked his own creation. And in addition, he's just going to be in battle. He's going to be in battle, fighting ruthlessly for whatever shred of freedom or reputation he possibly can. It's going to be rough going. By the end of this battle, everyone's going to be so disgusted, right? Where you just drop your sword. You're exhausted. You're disgusted. It was ruthless. It was beyond what should have been. So he should look forward to a very serious battle. And that battle, hopes and fears, I think this is the fears, is coming on fast. And considering all the swords he tried to get away with here and all the ones that are coming at him fast, I suspect that there may be more charges, or this may be leading to other things, or they might break these charges out into different things. There's multiple things going on here. So we'll see how that pans out. And the outcome is the devil. Greed, avarice, these are the sins, right? Theft. He has a corrupted intent. This is what it is, right? It's the devil. He was up to no good. Corrupted intent, greedy, thieving. Nobody is surprised here that his outcome is the devil. So things aren't looking good for Mr. Bannon. We get one more person in Trump's orbit that's being arrested. I can't say I'm shocked. We always see the news with all the little pictures of everybody in in Trump's orbit who've been arrested, charged, jailed. And Mr. Bannon's going to be one more. Going to be just the latest, but not the last. So, like I said before, apparently, I heard the headline. I didn't read the story, so I don't know the whole situation. All I know is that he was apparently arrested while on board a yacht owned by a Chinese Chinese businessman, Chinese business. There's some Chinese tie. I find it extremely curious that he was with the Chinese, considering Trump's, ongoing antagonistic war with China. And of course, China, no angels. They do a lot of shenanigans themselves with trade and technology theft and manipulating their currency, blah, blah. We all know these stories. But Trump and China are not getting along. And, you know, I've heard some accounts that unlike Russia, China doesn't want Trump to be president. Maybe they might be working, fiddling around in our election as well, but not for Trump. There's a lot of potential for some mischief going on there. And I want to take a look at what was Bannon doing with the Chinese. Why was Bannon on a yacht with Chinese, I'm going to call them businessmen? Why was Mr. Bannon on a yacht with a Chinese businessman? What is the nature of that relationship? What's the nature of that transaction? Spirit? Please give us some information about Steve's Bannon connection with that Chinese on the yacht. Can you show us, please? Let's see what they say. All right. Now you can't see all of this because of my angle, but let's see what we could do. So, what was Mr. Bannon doing on that yacht with the Chinese? Well, the Six of Pentacles saying there was some giving and receiving of money. There was a financial transaction occurring, whether it was, given or taken right on that boat at that time. I couldn't say, but the foundation of this reading is the giving and receiving of money. What is challenging that is a Seven of Wands, which is being battled, right? You're being embattled. You're having to fend off others, defend yourself. I'm guessing that, Mr. Bannon's general day-to-day life isn't overly smooth. He's got a lot of fights on his hands, and, now that we know that he's been arrested, of course, that's a fight as well. Referring to now this financial dealing is being threatened by his having to fight now against these charges. So overriding this reading is the King of Swords. He was investigated. This is the investigator. This is the authority wielding that sword of truth, digging, finding out what happened. He was investigated. So how long has this been going on? I don't know. But as far as this financial transaction with the Chinese, I'm going to say that, I don't know that it was a coincidence that is the time and place that they chose to bring him in, right? They didn't wait till he was at home in bed or driving off to work or who knows what, early in the morning, late at night. No, they went on that boat, a Chinese vessel, and arrested him. I'm going to say that time and place was intentional. I think this relationship has been under investigation. Underneath the reading, what's below is the Page of Swords. Page of Swords. So this is often referred to as a spy in the camp. So what might be unknown is a spy in the camp. Maybe there was someone tipped somebody off. There might have been, we might find out that there was a person, a whistleblower, a leaker, someone who contacted somebody, ratting him out, or this could also be evidence of of things that surfaced. So that's the sword of truth. So whether it's evidence or somebody whistleblowing, something happened, maybe to trigger this that we don't know about yet. Energy, he just came through as a hanged man, the hanged man. So that tells me maybe there was a delay. There was some kind of delay to this deal or this transaction or that relationship. Somehow his hands were tied. There was some delay, some problem that held him up to that. What he's going to be going through soon is the Fool. So, not, it's just so easy to say, yeah, he is a fool. No doubt about it. Dealing with the Chinese, foolish. Getting yourself busted on a yacht, committing fraud, stealing from your supporters, all of that is foolish for sure. But now he's on the start of a journey. He's going down a new road now. And, obviously with his arrest, he's got a new path in front of him, one that he didn't realize before. But now that Fool is going down maybe the road to jail. Maybe, hopefully someone will end up in jail for all their shenanigans. So normally I'd say, how does this situation, what is the face of this situation? Or how does it see itself? Or how does Bannon see this Chinese situation? However, it's the world, okay? It's the world. So I'm going to say that, this idea of being an influencer globally is something that Bannon was attempting to do. I know that he was traveling throughout Europe, spouting the same BS, hateful garbage that, he spouted here in the US, the anti-immigrant, the misogyny, right? The whole, just all of that stuff. Look to Breitbart if you want to get an idea of the kind of garbage that he was spewing. But, after he was done in the US, he started traveling throughout Europe, right? Trying to get those right-wing politicians kind of on that same Trump playbook. I think he wants to be an important figure worldwide. He wants to affect the world's politics. The US is too small for him. He wants to make damage, spread his damage globally. Now he's dealing with the Chinese. I think that's the face of it. He wants to be a player. He wants to be a roller, a mover. He wanted to be a world player. That's what I'm getting from this. And in addition, there's always multiple layers to these things. What's happening now is going to attract the world's attention. And of course, it did have to do with an international relationship. So that Chinese relationship, that's international, and that's going to, attract to the view of the whole world. In his environment right now is a 7 of Cups. He's moving. I think this not only is himself, but he is moving in an environment that is full of lies and deceit, disinformation, illusion. These people become isolated in their own little crazy bubble. And that's basically what I'm seeing. He's in a crazy bubble. Everyone that he deals with who thinks like he does, they're all delusional. And I don't know if he even could find his way through to truth anymore. His whole environment is just a hazy illusion of lies and wrong thinking, whether that's conspiracy theories or even the way government functions, right? Whatever it is, it's just not real. Hopes and fears, 6 of Wands. So his hope is that he's going to be victorious, and that he's going to come out of this, you know, exonerated. His reputation's going to be cleared, you know. This is his hope. However, the outcome, Nine of Swords, the outcome is sleepless nights, anxiety, fear, regret. Not what he was hoping for. Not what he was hoping for. So this is definitely a negative outcome for Mr. Bannon. And to me, that means obviously that whatever they're arresting him for, well, I'm not going to say that, you know, he did it because there's not been a trial yet, but it's obviously causing him some fear and anxiety. And good. Good for him. You know, we reap what we sow. All right, so that's enough for Mr. Bannon, you know. I also want to take a look today at Pence, because he obviously is going to remain on Trump's ticket. He's going to, you know, he's going to remain the VP nominee with Trump. But Trump's being taken down. He's being taken down, which means Pence is going to be taken down. I don't know. I like to take a look. You know, I like to take a look at Pence's cards and to see. I want to see what his outcome is. How's Pence going to fare? No, I don't really want to know the results of the election because I feel like I already know that. So after the election, and Trump and Pence are, you know, stepping down from office, what is Pence's fate? Is he just going to go back to being a politician? Go back to the Senate? Is he going to, you know, run for something else? Or maybe something not so cushy and cozy? And is he going to have to... What's Pence's fate going to be? Pence's fate after the election. After the election. What can you tell us about Pence's fate, Spirit? All right. Let's see. After the election. So first off, after the election, Mr. Pence here is going to be carrying a heavy burden. He's going to be carrying a heavy burden, a very heavy load. I think there's going to be a lot of different accusations, different things that he's going to be accused of, that basically he's going to be carrying a heavy burden after this election. What's going to be challenging him is that Page of Cups. Page of Cups. What's going to be challenging him is not only the emotions of everybody who's going to be coming out to vote, right? The Cups is an emotional card. So this is a very emotional election. There's a lot of passions on both sides, and definitely going to be dealing with inflamed passions, but also trouble manifesting. He's not going to be able to manifest positive emotions in the Republican electorate. People aren't fans. This is his challenge. He can't manifest this positive feeling in his base that will pull them forward. Trump can do that. Pence can't. What's overriding this this question is a Six of Swords. This is overriding it. He wants out. He wants to leave. He wants to pack up his ideology, his beliefs, and sail off to smoother waters, right? He wants to bring all that with him, and off he goes, leaving everything behind. As far as he's concerned, he'd love to just be out of there. What's foundational to the reading, we have another page, the Page of Wands. Page of Wands. So this is someone bringing news of, I would say, imminent action. So I think these are part of what's underlying Pence's fate after the election. Is just there's going to be constant news about different action, different shenanigans, right? All the things that him and Trump are doing, especially once the Biden-Harris administration take office. All the investigations are going to start. Everybody's going to be digging into stuff. We're going to find out so much, especially that first year. These are the messages. This is the information. So this Knight of Swords is the past. So I'm asking about his fate after the election. So to me, this is going to be basically the process up to the election. So the Knight of Swords, this is a fast-moving knight, fast-moving with the sword of truth. He's bringing, I don't want to say bad news, but he is bringing the law. He's bringing the truth. This knight is bringing consequences. And this is what is going to be chasing Pence. The sword of truth and the consequences of his actions are riding behind him swiftly. He's about to be undercut. He's about to be undercut. So this to me is in the past position. So this would be the situation leading up to the election. And we know this is happening, right? Cohen's book is coming out. There's all the investigations with the taxes and the post office, and there's like 40-something different investigations going on. They're all hounding him. So what's going to come to pass for him right after the election, the future he's looking at, is him trying to get away with stuff, trying to get away with it. Trying to get away with it. How he sees himself. This is the Four of Swords. How he sees, so this is retreat. This is retreat. He knows that they're not going to win the election. And I also see this card as, this is like a fallen dignitary. We often, if you tour castles or churches, you'll often see knights, popes, right? Different heroes laid out to rest like this. I think this is him seeing himself that if he is taken down and he doesn't, win this election, that he's just going to retire with his dignity and nobility intact. He's going to retreat with his reputation. This is, I think, what he is thinking about himself. It's almost like maybe he doesn't quite get his own complicity. He still thinks highly of himself. All right. The environment is the Fool. That's the environment that he's going to be working in that first year of the Biden-Harris administration. So he's on a new journey, right? They lost the election. He's on to a new phase of his life. He's a fool in that he doesn't know the outcome. He doesn't know the journey that he's going to be undertaking. He's going to be forging into a future for himself that he knows not what. He doesn't know what that future holds. But he's going to be forced to begin that as a fool. Hopes and fears, justice. I'm going to assume that that's a fear of his. He doesn't want to be held to account. He doesn't want to suffer any consequences. He doesn't want to face the truth of his complicity. He fears justice. Could that be, and whether, I don't know if, it's hard to imagine Pence and Trump being indicted, being arrested and jailed. I don't know. The U.S. has never done that. We've never imprisoned that, a president or a vice president. It's very hard for me to see that happen. There's other ways they get punished, right? Their assets get seized. They get shunned. They can't do their business transactions, but they never really get tossed in jail, right? So what kind of justice could Pence possibly face? Whatever it is, he fears it. The outcome, Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. This is a financial offer, right? Someone is holding out some money. This is a financial offer, transaction, or a gift. It's interesting because could this be an opportunity for him for a new job? Or is he trying to pay people off? Let's take a quick little look at that. I want to do a clarifier card on that. On this right here. This right here, the Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. So is he going to receive an offer? Or is he giving an offer of money? Receiving an offer of money? Or is Pence giving an offer of money? I'm hearing bride. Let's just pull a card. Is he going to be receiving an offer of money? Or is he going to be making the offer of money? Six of Swords, the Six of Wands. So that's the Victory card. And the Hermit card. All right, Spirit, can you tell me? All right, what I'm sensing is, I can't tell if he's giving or receiving this money, but whichever way that falls, whether this is the giving or the receiving of a bribe, whichever way it falls, it is going to be successful. It's going to be successful for him, and that he's going to feel some sort of victory, and then he's going to be able to go off on his white horse into a state of isolation. So yeah, there might be some money changing hands, and he might be able to get away with something and think that he was victorious, but he's going to end up isolated. So hopefully, my hope, of course, is that he slinks off to some cave somewhere and stops damaging democracy and the American people. But that's just me. Got a little more time. Looked at Pence. I looked at Bannon. I'd like to just look at the Biden-Harris administration, their first year in office. So after January. They're going to take office January 20th, I think, is the date of the trend that, he starts. I want to take a look at that. Not the first year, the presidency. I like to general look at the Biden-Harris presidency. Once they take office, their administration, their presidency. The president and vice president. I'd like to take a general look at the length of their presidency, of their administration. Pence's, obviously, Biden's presidency, and Harris's vice presidency and that administration. What kind of administration are they going to be? How are the people going to see them? How are they going to be? How are they going to be? How is history going to look at that administration? Spirit, can you show me the Biden-Harris administration? Can you show me that administration? All right. Let's take a look. Interesting. Okay. So first off, we're going to start out with moving into the White House. Woohoo! There they are, victorious, changing their residence, moving into the White House. I'm just going to keep right on its face. There you go. What's challenging their first year, or I should say what's challenging their presidency, is basically always having to fend off attacks, right? They're going to be fending off all these different attacks. But you see how he's bigger? He has the advantage. So the Biden-Harris presidency is going to have the upper hand. They're going to have the advantage, and they're going to be able to successfully fend off these attacks. That is a challenge. What's overarching, what's known about this administration is the Three of Pentacles. So this is, to me, contracts with artisans to build. They're going to be creating. They're going to be building. I would not be surprised if we're going to be seeing some improvement in infrastructure, in building and repairing roads, bridges, things that require contractors and contracts. That is going to be an overriding theme of this presidency. So I think this speaks to the repairing and rebuilding. What is it? Build back better. This is building back better right here with the skills of craftsmen and experts and those who know what they're doing. Build back better. He picked a good theme. What's foundational to this reading, and therefore what's foundational to their administration, is the Eight of Pentacles. Hard work and legacy. Hard work, skill, and legacy. This is a skilled craftsman, hard at work, creating a legacy for himself. So this is the foundation of this administration. They're going to be working very hard on building back this nation. Yep. What is in the past is the Three of Cups. So this is a celebration. This is community celebration. And what I'm feeling with this card is really these are all the women and men, all the people celebrating Kamala Harris's nomination as the first female and first person of color vice president. So much goodwill, so much celebration, so much sisterly love has been brought by this couple, this pair, and this administration. So that's in the past. What will be their past of their this is basically, if we're looking at their run as an administration, this is the goodwill that brought the pair into the office. What we're feeling now, really. What may come to pass, what's their immediate future, is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a lot of financial opportunities, a lot of opportunities, new jobs, new deals, new financial deals coming. Very positive, very positive. But what I really like about this card, and the Pentacles is all about the earth. This is environmentalism as well. I think we're going to have a new start, reframing our relationship with our planet, fighting climate change, fighting whether it's deforestation, pollution. There's just a laundry list, right, of environmental issues that we have to deal with. This is going to be a focus of this administration. I know he said it, but everybody says it, right? Everyone's been talking a good game about climate change, but we've not seen enough action. This is that action taking place. I think climate change is going to be pivotal with this administration. So how this administration sees itself, at this point, I'm going to say what they're struggling with. I see the Eight of Swords here. Normally, how they see themselves. They've got a lot of damage to fix. They've got a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of restriction. This is the victim card. And, I think it's fair to say that the Biden-Harris administration is almost going to be the victim of the previous Trump presidency. In other words, Trump is leaving behind so many problems, so many fires, so many legal issues, so many financial shenanigans, the fraud, the corruption of the Republican Party. I mean, oh my God, they're going to spend so many years fixing what Trump did to this country. And it's going to be rough. It's going to be tough. There's a lot of anxiety. I think, the first year or so of their administration, we're all going to be finding out a lot, right? Right now, Trump and Pence are in office. They're actively hiding their actions. Only investigations and the surprise arrests, right, are shocking the nation. Once this pair is in office, we're going to be finding out so many truths. And yeah, in a way, they are going to be the victim of it. Instead of spending all their time implementing their vision, they're going to be rebuilding. And that's going to cause a lot of anxiety, The environment that they're dealing with during their administration is the Three of Swords. So that's disappointment and heartbreak. I have a feeling it's tied to this. We're all gonna find out a lot about a lot of different tragedies. I think we're gonna be heartbroken. Or that's the environment that they're gonna initially be working in. I mean, this is us now. So hopefully it won't be their whole administration, or I'm going to say 8 years. Well, Biden, did say, I don't know if he said it, but I think the idea is he's only going to run for the first term, right? That he's not really looking for a second term. So within the first 4 years, there's going to be heartbreak in the environment in the country. That's why he has to heal us, right? That's why we need to be rebuilt. Everything's been torn asunder, and we're all heartbroken. So hopes and fears. Wheel of Fortune. So this is arriving at this is karmic destiny. I mean, when you're on the wheel, you're spinning, you don't know where you're going to land, but your karma is going to manifest. So this is, to me, manifesting karma. I'm going to call this a hope. That the good works of the Biden administration, combined with the justice that this nation deserves is going to move that wheel of karma so that we can move forward. Yeah, I mean, to one extent, we need to reap what we sow, and we sowed Trump, and we are currently reaping the negative rewards of that. But for the Biden administration, he is the cleaner. I mean, Trump is the destroyer, Biden is the rebuilder. The wheel of karma has turned. And the outcome, 8 of Cups. The outcome is the 8 of Cups. So what I'm feeling about this is, after the 4 years, Biden's going to leave. He's going to put all these cups, and he's going to put our house in order. All of these are, healing emotional cups, right? He's going to put our house in order, give us our love back, our stability, all those things, that fill all our cups, and possibly walk away. In other words, this is supporting, I think, what I said a few minutes ago, that it said he's not going to go for that second term. It's going to be like George Washington, right? At the very beginning of the founding of our nation, he played his role as president, and instead of becoming king or, a long-term president, and he gave up that power and he released it to someone else, to president number 2. I think this is what Biden is going to do. He's going to come. He's got a job to do. He's going to put our house in order, and then he's going to retreat. And that's how I'm seeing that. So my guess is in for term 2, Kamala Harris might be the Democratic nominee for president. See how that goes. Okay, well, we're looking at about 47 minutes. I think that's enough for one day. I really thank you for watching my video. I'm so pleased. If you like it, you can click like. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. I encourage you to leave me comments. Other than that, thank you again, and you have a wonderful day, okay? Take care.